Are you putting your health at risk every time you shop for groceries? Walmart is known for its convenience and affordable prices, but not everything on their shelves is what it seems. Behind the brightly lit aisles and the seemingly great deals lie hidden dangers lurking in some of their canned food products. From questionable ingredients to shocking health risks, there's more to these cans than meets the eye. What you're about to uncover might just make you think twice before tossing that next can into your cart. Stay tuned as we reveal 12 canned foods you should never buy from Walmart. Some of these might surprise you, while others could outright terrify you. Your health and safety could be on the line, and it's time to pull back the curtain on what's really hiding within these pantry staples. Watch closely, your next meal could depend on it. 1. Old El Paso traditional refried beans. When it comes to canned foods, you might think staples like refried beans are a safe bet, but Old El Paso traditional refried beans are a serious misstep. At first glance, this product may seem harmless, even convenient for your next taco night. However, don't be fooled. Beneath the label lies a collection of disappointing qualities that could ruin your meal, or worse, leave you wondering if what you're eating is even safe. For starters, the watery consistency is downright unsettling. Refried beans are supposed to be creamy and hearty, a dependable filling for tacos, burritos, or enchiladas. But instead, when you crack open a can of these beans, you're met with a soupy mess that hardly resembles the thick, smooth texture we've come to expect. It's no wonder customers have been vocal about their dissatisfaction, claiming this product is simply unsuitable for traditional uses. More concerning, however, is the oddly chemical odor that some users have reported. This strange and off-putting smell might make you pause and question whether the contents are fit to eat, or if something went terribly wrong in the production process. While the ingredients are listed as simple, pinto beans, chili pepper, and salt, this unexpected smell raises red flags that are hard to ignore. It's not just about the texture or the smell, though. Even the flavor doesn't stack up. Many customers describe it as bland at best, lacking the rich taste you'd expect from refried beans. Add it all together and it's clear these beans are far from a pantry staple. They're more of a warning. Save yourself the disappointment and discomfort by steering clear of Old El Paso traditional refried beans. Trust us, it's not worth the risk. 2. Progresso traditional broccoli cheese soup. When you're craving comfort in a can, broccoli cheese soup might seem like the perfect pick-me-up. But be warned, Progresso traditional broccoli cheese soup is anything but comforting. This product promises to deliver the savory combination of fresh broccoli and gooey cheese in a luscious, creamy base. Instead, what you get is an unappetizing experience in every spoonful. The primary issue? The texture screams disappointment. Rather than the hearty, smooth richness you expect in a broccoli cheese soup, this concoction is watery and lacking substance. Imagine pouring a soup and watching it slosh around like thin broth, devoid of the thick, velvety consistency you're probably anticipating. The flavor doesn't fare any better. The cheesy notes are so faint that it leaves you wondering, where's the cheese? And don't count on the broccoli to save the day. Minuscule, mushy pieces lack flavor and substance, making the entire experience almost unbearable. Adding insult to injury, the reviews don't sugarcoat this disaster. Many customers have spoken out, firmly stating this soup falls short, especially when compared to other Progresso options. While the brand has delivered well on other flavors, this one misses the mark by a mile. And for what you're paying, it feels like a wasteful splurge on something that tastes more like bland, cheesy water than a satisfying meal. Save yourself the regret and skip this purchase at Walmart. There are far better options within arm's reach that won't leave you disappointed and questioning your decision-making skills. This may look inviting on the shelf, but trust us, opening it is an entirely different story you simply don't want to be part of. 3. Campbell's chunky baked potato with steak and cheese soup. When it comes to canned soups, Campbell's is a household name, but don't be deceived. This particular product might just be lurking on Walmart's shelves, waiting to trap unsuspecting customers. Campbell's chunky baked potato with steak and cheese soup might sound like the ultimate comfort food, but many unfortunate buyers have discovered otherwise. Beneath its enticing label lies a can of concerning disappointments. First, where is the steak? While the packaging promises hearty chunks of steak, countless reviewers are left scouring their bowls in vain, disappointed by the meager or outright absent pieces of meat. It's not just the lack of steak that raises eyebrows. Several customers have noted an overwhelming, unpleasant smell upon opening the can. This off-putting odor has sparked concerns about the soup's freshness and overall quality. Imagine expecting a warm, savory meal, only to be met with something that smells and tastes far from appetizing. And yet, the product boasts a misleading 4.1-star rating online. But don't be fooled. Digging deeper into customer feedback reveals the truth. Hidden behind those stars are countless complaints about the flavor, texture, and ingredients that simply don't live up to the name. This soup feels more like a gamble, and one bad bite could leave you regretting your purchase from Walmart. With so many superior options available, there's no reason to risk your taste buds or your sanity on this questionable can of soup. Save yourself from a culinary nightmare and steer clear of this misleading product. When shopping at Walmart, the last thing you want is to bring home a can of soup that smells more like a lab experiment than dinner. 4. Del Monte fruit cocktail in heavy syrup. Beware of the syrupy sweet trap that is Del Monte fruit cocktail in heavy syrup. On paper, it may seem harmless, a mix of cherries, pineapples, peaches, grapes, and pears swimming in heavy syrup. However, once you take a closer look, the flaws become impossible to ignore. First and foremost, the glaring issue plaguing this product is its damaging inconsistency. Reports of dented cans are far too common, raising serious concerns about quality control during packaging and handling. Damaged cans not only look unsightly but can also compromise the integrity of the product inside, leaving you wondering if it's even safe to consume. Then there's the matter of stems. Yes, actual stems, appearing in a product that's supposed to be ready to eat. The unsettling presence of these unwanted pieces indicates a lack of thorough processing, leaving you questioning the attention to detail given to the entire production process. It's as if you're paying to pick through a cocktail that feels more suited for the compost bin than your table. The taste is another area where this product falters. While not entirely inedible, it teeters dangerously on the edge of mediocrity. Overly sweet and laden with heavy syrup, the flavor feels unbalanced, almost masking a lack of freshness in the fruit itself. Combine this with an underwhelming presentation, and you've got something that hardly seems worth the shelf space it takes up. When stacked against other options, Del Monte fruit cocktail and heavy syrup feels like an overpriced gamble at best. Walmart shoppers heed the warning. This is one item better left out of your cart. Why risk your hard-earned money on a product marred by quality complaints and so-so flavor? Save yourself the disappointment and dig into better, fresher options elsewhere. 5. Libby's 100% Pure Canned Pumpkin. Beware of Libby's 100% Pure Canned Pumpkin, a product that has long held a spot in pantry shelves but is now raising serious concerns. Known as a staple for baking delicious, seasonal treats like pumpkin pies, this canned pumpkin is not as pure and reliable as it claims. Customers are sounding the alarm, with over 100 dissatisfied reviews calling out one major problem: its unsettling, gritty texture. Imagine preparing a perfect pie for a special occasion, only for the texture to sabotage the entire dessert. That unpleasant graininess isn't just a minor inconvenience, it's the kind of flaw that ruins a cherished tradition or a festive dinner. But the problems don't stop with texture. With a mediocre 3.8-star rating, the product is falling short of consumer expectations across the board. People aren't just frustrated, they feel misled. For something marketed as 100% pure, such glaring quality issues feel more like a broken promise. And while it might seem like a simple baking ingredient, Libby's canned pumpkin has turned into a gamble. Are you willing to risk your baking projects only to serve a less-than-perfect dish that leaves everyone disappointed? If you're shopping at Walmart, think twice before picking up this product. What looks like a harmless seasonal necessity could very well turn into your holiday nightmare. Better alternatives exist, and they won't leave you questioning the quality of their contents. Don't risk your pies, or your patience, on a can of Libby's that might just end up in the trash. 6. Dinty Moore beef stew. Beware of the allure of convenience, for lurking in the canned aisle at Walmart is the infamous Dinty Moore beef stew. Marketed as a hearty meal to warm you up on cold days, this stew might chill you instead. Straight to the bone. Customers expecting a comforting bowl of beefy goodness are often met with disappointment, and worse, regret. The foremost concern? The overpowering salt content. Imagine taking a sip and feeling like you've been stranded at sea, desperate for water, because that's how salty this stew tastes. The excessive sodium level not only overwhelms your taste buds, but also raises serious health concerns, particularly for those trying to manage their blood pressure. Then there's the beef, what little there is of it. The can may promise rich, savory chunks of beef, but the reality is more akin to a scavenger hunt for meat. Users frequently report finding more potatoes and gravy than actual beef, and the texture of the few morsels present leaves much to be desired. One particularly scathing review even compared the stew's aroma and appearance to that of dog food. Yes, you read that correctly, dog food. This unsettling descriptor alone is enough to make anyone think twice before reaching for a can. For a product that should provide comfort and sustenance, Dinty Moore beef stew falls woefully short, leaving a salty aftertaste both literally and figuratively. If you're considering this option for your pantry, heed the warnings. You may find yourself not only disgusted, but questioning why it ended up on your shelf in the first place. With better alternatives readily available, this is one Walmart canned food you should leave on the shelf. 7. Sweet Sue Chicken and Dumplings. Sweet Sue Chicken and Dumplings may market itself as a home-style comfort food, but don't be deceived by its inviting promises. This canned concoction has garnered a reputation that's anything but comforting. It's a cautionary tale of what happens when nostalgia meets a lack of quality. The watery broth is distressingly bland, almost as if someone whispered chicken over a pot of hot water and called it a day. Missing are the robust flavors you'd expect from a proper chicken and dumpling dish. Instead, you're left with a liquid ghost of what could have been. But the real nightmare begins with the dumplings. If you thought the broth was bad, you're in for a chilling disappointment. Customers have described these supposed dumplings as the worst part of the dish, a soupy, unpalatable mush that defies the meaning of what a dumpling should be. Imagine biting into something that disintegrates instantly, robbing you of that soft, doughy texture you'd normally savor. The reviews paint a grim picture, with many people regretfully enduring it simply because they had no other option at the moment. Perhaps the most frightening part? This product holds a 3.4-star rating on Walmart's website. That's a rating low enough to scare off most cautious shoppers and high enough to sucker in the unsuspecting few searching for a convenient meal. Consider this your warning to steer clear of this infamous can. Sweet Sue Chicken and Dumplings isn't just a meal that falls short, it's a letdown on every conceivable level. Save your taste buds and perhaps your sanity by avoiding this culinary catastrophe at all costs. 8. Great Value Pear Halves. When it comes to canned fruit, Great Value Pear Halves might seem like a cost-extrusive choice, but appearances can be deceiving. These pears, sold as a budget-friendly Walmart option, have left many customers deeply unsettled. The first red flag arises the moment you open the can. Instead of the soft, juicy golden fruit you'd expect, several customers liken the appearance of the pears in heavy syrup to raw chicken, an unsettling and unappetizing comparison, to say the least. This alone may have you rethinking your choice. But it doesn't stop there. The texture of these pears has been the subject of widespread complaints. Many report that they are horrifically tough, making them almost impossible to chew. Whether you're hoping to add them to a dessert or eat them straight from the can, the sheer effort of trying to bite into these overly firm pear halves puts the entire experience into question. Nobody expects canned pears to have the crunch of fresh fruit, but they certainly shouldn't feel like they need to be cooked before consuming. While budget-friendly products often come with certain compromises, Great Value Pear Halves seem to cross the line into truly unappetizing territory. The disturbing descriptions from customers, coupled with the unnatural texture and off-putting appearance, are enough to make you think twice before adding this product to your cart. Saving a little money isn't worth the risk of biting into something that might haunt your taste buds and your memory. For those who value quality and peace of mind, this canned product is better left on the shelf. Viewer beware. This is one Walmart offering you might regret taking home. 9. Great Value French-Style Green Beans. Beware of the trap that lurks in the canned goods aisle. Great Value French-Style Green Beans is a product you should leave on the shelf. One look at these green beans and you'll understand the disappointment many shoppers feel. Their pale, lifeless color screams anything but fresh, evoking a sense of unease about what you're about to consume. A staple like green beans should add vitality to your meal. But these canned imposters fail miserably. The bland flavor is another betrayal. With no added salt, you're left with beans that are as flavorless as they are unattractive. While some may tout the absence of salt as a health-conscious feature, the reality for your taste buds is an insipid experience that doesn't even come close to the fresh crispness of real green beans or the superior flavor of other canned options. These are beans that make even the wisest cook regret their purchase. It gets worse. This product is consistently criticized in reviews by disappointed customers. Complaints pile high about the poor quality and unappetizing texture, with some stating that the beans become mushy or stringy when cooked. While they may be convenient for quick meal prep, the sacrifice of quality and flavor is steep. Instead of enhancing your recipes, these green beans risk ruining them with their sorry state. Don't gamble with your side dishes or casseroles. Opt for fresh, frozen, or a higher quality canned option instead. Leave the great value French-style green beans where they belong, on the grocery store shelf, fading into obscurity rather than haunting your dinner table with mediocrity. 10. Progresso Green Split Pea Soup with Bacon. Beware of the deceptive allure of Progresso Green Split Pea Soup with Bacon. At first glance, this can may seem like a comforting, hearty meal, but don't be fooled by the promises on the label. Walmart shelves are stocked with this soup, claiming to offer rich, savory, split pea flavor enhanced by the irresistible charm of bacon. However, buyers are quickly learning that this product is nothing but a culinary ghost story. The glaring issue? Where's the bacon? This soup is notorious for misleading customers with the promise of smoky, flavorful bacon bits. Those who crack open the can expecting hearty servings of bacon are left baffled, desperately stirring, hoping to discover the advertised richness. Instead, many report finding a watery, bland disappointment that leaves taste buds yearning and stomachs unsatisfied. The bacon might as well be a myth. Its presence is so sparse that it's practically non-existent. Adding to the horror, online reviews are riddled with customer complaints filled with frustration, warning buyers to stay away. People frequently describe the flavor as flat and uninspiring, far from the comforting taste they had envisioned. What remains is a soupy void of unfulfilled expectations, a haunting reminder of what this product could have been. If you're strolling through Walmart and spot this canned concoction, turn and walk away. Progresso Green Split Pea Soup with Bacon is a disappointment waiting to happen. Spend your hard-earned money elsewhere. This can is nothing more than a graveyard of broken promises. Don't make the mistake of inviting this culinary specter into your pantry. 11. Progresso Light Beef Pot Roast Soup. Beware of the Progresso Light Beef Pot Roast Soup, a can that promises to deliver the hearty comfort of a classic pot roast but falls disastrously short. Packaged as a lighter and supposedly healthier alternative, this soup is little more than a disappointing collection of ingredients floating in a bland broth. If you're envisioning savory, tender beef chunks as the star of this meal, think again. The beef content is shockingly sparse. So much so that calling it a beef soup feels like an exaggeration. The meaty essence of a true pot roast is sadly absent, replaced by an unremarkable, watery disgrace. The real terror here is how far the flavor has been sacrificed in the name of being light. Instead of the comforting depth you'd expect from pot roast soup, you're left with something so uninspiring and flavorless that it barely justifies its price tag. The nutrients and proteins you might hope to gain to justify this purchase? Laughably meager. What you're really buying is a lifeless liquid that somehow manages to be both overly salty and lacking any real taste. Don't be lured by the image on the can or the promises of a comforting classic meal in a healthier package. This soup is not only a waste of money, but a complete betrayal of your taste buds. If you're looking for a lighter, flavorful alternative, search elsewhere. Progresso Light Beef Pot Roast Soup leaves you with nothing but disappointment and the chilling reminder that not all convenience foods are created equal. Consider this your warning. Skip it and thank us later. Your wallet and your palate will certainly be grateful. 12. Great Value Chili with Beans. If there's one canned food lurking on Walmart shelves that you absolutely want to avoid, it's the Great Value Chili with Beans. Don't be fooled by its low price tag. It's an ominous bargain that might haunt your taste buds. This chili has developed an infamous reputation among customers, and for good reason. What sounds like a warm, comforting meal in a can ends up being anything but. First and foremost, the overpowering spice level sets off alarms from the very first bite. Instead of a robust and balanced chili flavor, you're hit with a heavy-handed wall of heat that bulldozes through any chances of savoring complexity. And while the spice overwhelms, the beans dominate the texture. You'll find yourself sifting through an overabundance of beans to locate what feels like elusive wisps of beef. A disheartening discovery when you're expecting a hearty, meaty chili experience. But perhaps the most horrifying factor is the blandness beneath the heat. One might assume that with spices so aggressive, there might at least be some flavorful depth to accompany them. Think again. The result is a one-note, uninspiring chili that leaves a bad taste, both figuratively and literally. Numerous disappointed buyers have even crowned it as the worst canned chili they've come across, solidifying its status as a culinary misstep. The verdict is clear. Do not, under any circumstances, toss this can into your cart. It's an experience you're better off avoiding, unless you're preparing for a dare that involves distressing your palate. With so many better options out there, this particular chili might as well serve as a cautionary tale for those venturing into Walmart's canned food aisle. Proceed with extreme caution. Your taste buds deserve better.